People have had enough of watching movies and TV shows and not being able to simply enjoy them. People are sick of narratives and political opinions being thrown into their faces every single time they turn on a TV screen. And this isn't new, but what is new is the fact that this is now more backed up than it ever was before. We have heard about viewership numbers dropping for events where Hollywood elites constantly pat themselves on the backs, but the numbers for the 2021 Oscars are released and they have completely tanked. And honestly, I think that it's pretty freaking hilarious. So this is a Deadline article. Oscars ratings crash to an all-time low. Viewership falls under 10 million for the first time ever. So it says last night's 93rd Academy Awards saw Netflix walk away with the most hardware overall, but the Disney empire took the big prizes with wins for Best Picture and Best Animated Film. Those Nomadland and Soul trophies better shine pretty bright because for ABC, Sunday's Oscars were an unexpected ratings washout. In delayed fast national results just released by Nielsen, the 93rd Academy Awards were watched by a mere 9.85 million, with a dismal rating of a 1.9 among the 18 to 49 demographic. I want to head over to Twitter and just show off this chart that shows the Oscars viewership through the years numbers. In 2014, 43.7 million. 2015 had 37 million people watching. These are giant numbers, and you can see from 2014 to 2021, there has been a significant difference in numbers. 2016, 34 million. 2017, 32. 2018, 26.5. 2019 actually went up by a couple million to 29.6, and then 2020 was 23.6, and then in 2021 the numbers were under 10 million viewers. Now, last year's Oscars were absolutely abysmal. There were so many people who were so upset because it did have a lot of woke messaging in it as well. But this year, it was the same exact way, but 10 times worse. They were referencing Black Lives Matter and, of course, COVID. But when you're watching the Oscars, you want to hear about entertainment and recognizing people in the industry, not about how actors feel about current day events. They weren't up there talking about movies or the industry or their passions. You know, it was all about politics. And whenever they do talk about the industry, it always came back down to their narrative and what they believe is diversity and inclusivity and what they think should be in the industry. And don't get me wrong, inclusion and diversity are all great things, but you can't force them down people's throats. And you should be writing stories that are good where you don't need to point out things like diversity, because if a story is written well and people, enjoy it, they should be able to just pick up on what you're saying. And in this award show, they just slammed it in our faces. BLM, BLM. We had, an election recently. All of these different things. COVID, stay inside, stay safe. We already know all of these things. We don't need your crappy award show to tell us. We already understand what's going on in the real world. Most people want to watch these award shows to get away from their real life worries. A lot of people watch TV and movies and just entertainment in general to be entertained, not to be reminded of issues that are going on in the real world. So it says, coming off of years of declining results in general, plus the last several months of little-watched virtual award shows, theaters closed due to the coronavirus pandemic, and a slate of Oscar nominees that lacked big-name recognition, the Disney-owned network and AMPAS long have known that they were in for a drubbing. It was only a matter of how bad things were going to be, not if they were going to be bad, and it was bad. It was extremely bad. They have dropped such huge numbers. I mean, it says it is a drop of about 58% in terms of audience from what the previous low of the 2020 Oscars snared on February 9th last year. And in terms of the key demo, the 2021 Oscars is down a crushing 64% in the earlier ratings of the 2020 Oscars. And as you can see from these numbers, clearly over the years, people have enjoyed the Oscars. The Oscars were good, but that was because they were focused on entertainment. The Oscars, and again, award shows aren't focused on entertainment anymore. They're focused on making political statements. And if we go to the original tweet that was put out with these viewership numbers, people are clearly not very happy about this. Someone said, turns out during a pandemic, people don't give a shit about a bunch of overly dressed rich people getting handed pieces of plastic. Mind-blowing. Someone else named Detran said Hollywood is a scaled-up version of a monkey and a music box dancing for attention. This is 100% true, 100% accurate. They just hope if they dress up enough, if they look fancy enough, people will show up and people will enjoy, people will watch. But unfortunately for them, that just isn't the case anymore. So someone said, get woke, go broke, not the most original post, but true as ever. I completely agree with this. I think that this is 100% true at this point. They went as woke as possible and they killed their own award show. Someone said, just shows how small of a bubble that woke elites crowd is. They turned it into a diversity participation awards. Unfortunately, again, this is really true. Scrolling down, there are people, who are memeing on the situation, saying that 9.8 million is still too much, and I kind of agree. I didn't watch it. I refused to watch it. I saw a couple of highlights afterwards showing just how woke it was, but clearly there was a lot of woke messaging in this, and just, it's not good anymore, unfortunately. These events are not about entertainment. Scrolling down, we have someone who said realistically in times past, movies and TV were the only thing a lot of people saw collectively. Now a lot of us see a lot of things as a society, and many of them are actually important. We're just getting real, and ordinary gamers literally is just sitting here laughing, and it's so true. All I want to do here is laugh. Even Daily Dose said nobody watches TV anymore. Now, there's definitely people out there who like political topics and hearing companies and actors' political opinions, but more people don't want to hear about these things in events like the Oscars. And now people see just how woke these events are, and we've seen a giant drop in viewership numbers because of it. And clearly, the numbers were there before. People really did used to like to watch these events. I mean, 43 million viewers just back in 2014, and now they can't even hit 10 million viewers. Unfortunately, the Oscars felt more like a political rally than a celebration of entertainment, and I don't think that they're ever going to go back to the way that they were. They've got their lowest ratings when people were at home and streaming events way more than they were before, but at the same time, yes, the slate of movies released last year were highly affected by COVID, so there might not have been things people wanted to watch, but I really think that when it comes down to it, it is that people are sick and tired of listening to the political opinions and activism of Hollywood elites. Not every movie that gets an award at the Oscars are activist movies, but this event was a purely political rally, and it's really unfortunate to see things like this, fall so far from the apple tree. This could have been such an amazing event. I do genuinely believe that people really do like these events like the Oscars, but as you can see over the past couple of years, the numbers have been going down and they have completely tanked in 2021. But let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.